Hey folks, in this interview, I'm speaking with Kahran and Regis from CreativeSoul. This is Twitter. Hey, welcome back to another episode of This Week in Photo. I am your host, Frederick Van Johnson. Today, I've got two Atlanta-based photographers on the show from CreativeSoul, Kahran and Regis. We're going to be talking about, photography, business. We're going to be talking about natural hair and just this amazing body of work that these guys have built up and, what it took to get there, the marketing side of it, all of that stuff. Welcome, guys, to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming on. Like I told you before we started the interview, I was stalking you and getting nervous on your website, looking at work up there. Like, I can't talk to these people. I cannot.
Right. I said we're that's us. We're actually the ones with sweaty palms, right?
No, not at all. It's fantastic. The work is beautiful. Website is awesome. You guys are firing all cylinders. We're going to talk about a book that you guys have coming out called Glory Book. We're going to talk about that in the end. Before we dive into all that, give us the origin story of CreativeSoul and how you guys built this brand, it seems to be on fire right now.
Yes, sure. So we are, again, I'm Kahran and this is Reg. We are a husband and wife team. We've been doing this for, about 11 years now. We started in 2009 out of my mom's garage. And so we were always capturing photos of, our family and each other. We actually were long distance for about a year and a half of our relationship when we started. And so we were always taking pictures of each other. And eventually when we moved here to Georgia, we decided that Reg was going to go to school for photography. So he went to school for photography and I learned along with him. And so I told him, you're not leaving me. So actually I learned along with him while he was in school. So, that's when we started our business. And we started out, we were doing a little bit of everything. We were I tell people in the beginning, we were kind of finding our way and we were taking on really whatever people would pay us for, right? Weddings, newborns, babies, anything. And I was still working full time in corporate America. My background is in marketing and design. And so I was still working full time and we would do a wedding and I would come home and I'm like, gosh, we would just really not like it at all, right? We would hate it.
Let me tell you, so they could book a wedding out a year in advance and I would be nervous the whole time until the wedding.
Really?
Right. Yeah. So it just wasn't our thing. And so I thought about it one day and I was like, man, why are we going to build a business that we hate? Right. If we're going to build our own business, then it should really be something that we love. And so that's when we really started to photograph kids. We knew that we were always,
when we photograph families, we would always take the kids aside.
Right.
We end up spending the most time photographing the kids.
Right.
The whole family.
So yeah, we were doing a lot with kids. So around 2013, that's when we started to focus on kids. So that's really how we started. I don't know if you want me to go further into the natural hair thing, but our journey.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the natural hair stuff. So finding your passion or your niche is a lot. You'd be surprised. That's the number one. I would. One of the number one issues that face photographers that are moving into business or even just shooting for themselves, it's always I got to find my thing. And some of them never find it. They just become generalists and I'm just going to be good at landscapes this week. And next week it's boudoir. And then next week it's weddings. And then I'm going to do fashion. You guys found your thing and you're drilling into it. How's it been so far? Since you...
Oh God!
You no longer have your weddings. Are you feeling?
Yeah, that has been the turning point of our business. I'm very thankful that we were able to find what it is we're passionate about and what we love. Because again, you could see it in our business. that was the turning point for us. Before, it was really hard for us to get traction. And I speak about this all the time, because, when they go to your page and you have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you don't specialize in anything, it's hard for people to really, really see who you are and what you're about. And I think that once we started to focus, it just really allowed us, number one, to market, to figure out who we were marketing to, and then two, to really cater to their needs. And I think people, just really grabbed a hold of that. So that was really the turning point of our business, was when we started to focus our business. I tell people, though, that I don't think that it's a bad thing in the beginning that you don't know exactly what you want to do, because, I feel like you need time to figure it out. You need time to figure out what you like, what you don't like. If we had never photographed weddings, we would have no idea that we hated them, right? So you really need time to figure that out, and you won't know unless you try it, right? So
yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah, my mom used to tell us. Well, I'm the youngest in the family, and I have 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. She used to tell us that you have to date in order to figure out what you don't like.
There you go.
Right?
Yes.
You like, right?
That's exactly
you got to dabble a little bit.
Yes, that's exactly what we did. So
yeah. You got to find out what foods you like before you can find out what you
Yes.
No, that is fantastic. So you're looking at your work, just sort of zeroing in on the work itself. Mm-hmm. It's very vibrant, very colorful, very feel good. How did you guys, is that, I'm assuming that's 100% intentional. How did you land on that style?
So
first of all, she loves color. So that's like her thing.
And then also I was going to say, I feel like, so we try to incorporate not only African and also just Black culture in general. Mm-hmm. And I always say that I feel like, Black culture is very vibrant and in your face. It's not, if you think about hairstyles, you think about clothing, I really try to pick up on that style and showcase it. Yeah, I always say it's a little bit extra, but not in a bad way, right? I feel like that's something that we try to play up. And, I think so many times we are told that, it's too much or we're too much, And so I think with our photography, we really, just have it in your face to where you are forced to take a look at it and look at it for what it is. So, I don't mind, the little bit of extraness and the vibrancy in our work.
I love that. I love the extraness, drag that glare slider to the right a little bit, drag the saturation slider.
I was actually looking at, I think it was a fashion blog one day, and I saw something and it said, it was a few years ago, and it was there's a new trend and it's called maximalism or something like that, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's us. Because I'm like, it's never enough. If
I love it.
When people ask about our accessories, we layer on 10 accessories.
One chain ain't enough. You're gonna be looking like a knight out this thing with a whole armor.
You need some merch. You need to create T-shirts that says "extra is never enough."
Yeah, I like that. Listen, you might have given us something there.
It's all yours. Trademark.
Thank you.
That is really cool. I love that. And it's interesting because photographers, not all photographers, it's the sensibilities and creative, ness in photographers spans the spectrum, obviously, but the kind of photographer I am, and I think the photographers that I gravitate towards are the ones that create a world the way that they want to see it.
Yes.
Right. Yes. I would love if I could put on glasses or VR glasses that would increase the saturation and the clarity of the world. Everything's just vibrant. Exactly. I would do that.
Exactly.
We're content creators, so whatever we put out in the world, that's what you guys see. That's what the people see. So
and honestly, I think there's fun in being able to create your own world and your own characters, and that's, to me, that's where the fun is. Yes, it's fun to recreate some things and other things, but I love being able to put our own spin on it. Even if we are recreating something that's existing, I love being able to take it and put our own spin on it to see what would it look like. We did before. We've done our take on steampunk characters, right? And so we're like, okay, what would steampunk look like if it was in our style? So we have the big Afro, and there's African accessories, and so it's really fun just putting our own spin on it.
Yeah, that is so cool. I mean, you look at, companies like Marvel, right? That
Yeah,
create their own cinematic universe and
exactly.
then tell stories within that universe.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't do it as
And that's
photographers.
really what
Create your
we're
own universe,
doing. Yeah.
get your own color palette, I
Yeah,
love it.
it's really been fun. And I think right now, like I feel like in our career, we're in a really, really good space because now we're able to, I think, people know our work enough and our clients trust us enough to where they kind of leave us to come up with the theme and the concept, and they're just like, we love whatever you do, so come up come up with something great. And so it's so awesome to be able to have that creative freedom and to be able to just kind of create our own worlds and our own realities with these characters and kids that we're working with. So it's very
I
fun.
love that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about natural hair, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, all mine is natural.
Looks very
mostly.
nice. Looks very nice and natural.
Most of it. Yeah, I cut it off when it shows up. So,
Love it.
so tell me about that. I mean, we know, as Black people, we know there's been this sort of ongoing tug of war between natural hair and weave, and it is mine because I bought it. That.
Right.
I think,
So yeah, what do you
I
think?
want you to tell them how we got into.
Yeah, I can talk to you. So, obviously there's been this kind of transition to natural hair for a lot of Black women over time. So I transitioned, I think, in 2007. So, just to kind of go back for people that don't understand the whole process, but
Please.
when I was, I think around 6 years old, that's when my mom relaxed my hair to make it straight. So, when I was growing up, it was understood that you would get your hair relaxed to make it straighter so that, number one, it was easier to maintain. And then two, for it to look acceptable. Right. And so that's what many of us grew up with. We grew up relaxing our hair and, having burns on our scalp and, and everything else, to try to get it.
I had a Jerry curl. Back in the day.
Jerry curl, right. So it was a lot of that. So I never even knew what my natural hair looked like growing up, right? So it wasn't until I was an adult, working, everything else, had already graduated college, that I decided to transition into natural hair. And the funny thing is, Reg was the one that actually encouraged me to do so. So he really liked the natural look, and I was honestly scared because I didn't know what my natural hair was going to look like. But we kind of went through it together and transitioned into natural hair. And so that has been a journey for a lot of Black women over the past few years. So in around 2013, we decided, that's when we started to get more heavily into the children's industry, and we decided that our style wasn't really to just take a kid out in the field and let them run around. That wasn't really our thing. And so we got into the kids fashion industry, and when we got there, we noticed a few things. Number one, it wasn't very diverse at the time, and number two, a lot of the kids that would have natural Afro hair, their parents would come in for headshots and they would have their hair straightened because they thought that's what they needed to do to get their kid into the industry.
It's happened
numerous times. And so we were like, wow, that's really sad. Like, when you think about it, from early on, you're basically teaching your child that their hair is not good enough, right? Or their looks are not good enough.
Which leads to that they're not good enough.
Yeah. And so we decided to just do our, do a couple of personal projects. This is actually our first trip ever out to New York. I don't know why we chose New York, but we chose New York, chose Times Square. And we had these three little girls, like 5 and 6 years old, with natural hair, these big poofy dresses out in the middle of Times Square. And we're trying to do a shoot, right? It was crazy. I was not.
We weren't thinking.
We were not. We didn't think that one through all the way.
There's one or two people in Times Square, right?
But we captured the pictures, came back, and we were still fairly new to social media, and posted our photos on Instagram. And before you know it, people started sharing it. It's like, wow, you know, that never happened before, right? So a lot of like natural hair bloggers and mommy bloggers started sharing it. And so we're like, wow, maybe we should do a few more of these. And we did a couple more. We went out to Austin, did a roller skate girl shoot, and that was history. I think we went from about 2,000 followers to about 20,000 in about a month.
Wow.
From that one roller skate girl shoot. And that was a personal project that we did. So I tell people all the time, you know, do personal work that you love so that you can figure out, you know, how to find your own voice and you know, figure out your own style. I think that every time we kind of change directions in our business, it comes from us experimenting with personal work. And then our clients will pick up on it and see it. And then they say, oh, well, can you do something like that for me? Right. And so that's really what happened with our business. We started doing, you know, a few personal shoots for us, and then people would pick up on it and see it and say, hey, how can I get photos like that of my child? So that's really how we got into the natural hair. You know,
and it is timely, right? Because like you said, right now that it's that movement, you know, notwithstanding all the other, you know, social issues going on in the country, the natural hair thing has been happening for a while. It seems to be ramping up, and I don't know. You guys tell me. It seems like the unnatural hair or the augmented hair thing is kind of on the downswing and not as cool and acceptable anymore. Are you guys seeing that as well?
Yes, and you know, I see it as, and really, you know, it's definitely a good time right now. I don't see it as a trend per se. You know what I mean? I feel like it's something that people are, you know, it's a change, it's a transition, right? People didn't totally understand it before or understand, you know, now we understand the benefits. We understand the risk of actually using relaxers in our hair and everything else. And so people are starting to transition a bit more, but yeah, it is definitely now, you know, people are definitely more aware of it. And also I think now is a time where, you know, just Black people in general are trying to instill, you know, just self-confidence in their kids and trying to instill that early on, and for them to be self-aware and for them to love their culture and, you know, their hair and their skin tone. So it's, you know, what we do, it's kind of encompassing all of that, and it allows them to come in, and, you know, the parents, when they come in, they're like, oh my gosh, so glad you guys are able to, you know, for them to be able to see themselves looking like kings and queens, right? Like they love all of that.
Not only that, but a lot of times we've noticed that the kids start to inspire their parents, and then the parents will go natural.
So we see that as well. But yeah, just to see the confidence change from when they first come in to the time after they get there. We just experienced
that. That's like the best part of it.
We just experienced that today. We had a girl. Her mom surprised her for her 13th birthday, and at first she was like, you know, she was surprised, but she was also looking like, what in the world is going on? And like, just really nervous and shy. But oh my goodness, after, you know, we had hair, makeup, and we had the clothing, the dress code and everything, it was a whole different girl, right?
And then when everything comes off, they walk off with the confidence.
So it's awesome. I love it.
I love it.
That's great. And then then when the pictures come back and they look fantastic, and then they share those around, and then those people come and they're so it's sort of snowballs right there. Is that how the marketing works? Are you guys doing more formal marketing?
We've been doing a lot of clients have been. Now, I think kind of the main thing that clients are wanting are the big wall art pieces for their homes. And so they've been doing these, it kind of started because some of the clients were just sending these videos to us. But so we started sharing them on our Insta stories, but now they're doing like these reveals, right? And so the parents will surprise the kids with the photo and let them open it up and they'll video it. And oh my goodness, it's just so cool to see these kids themselves that way for the first time. I said, I actually just started compiling some of these videos. So I'm going to get them up on our website eventually, but it is so cool to see. Yeah.
Like I feel like a big part of the marketing is that they buy the experience, you know what I mean? So like showing behind the scenes on both sides, you know, on the client side and our side is kind of a big part of our.
Yeah, because I'm always like, we don't have kids, but I was like, if I did, I would want this experience for my child, right? Like I always tell my parents, I'm like, I'm always so jealous to see these kids with their pictures, because I'm like, ours were nothing like this, right? We had J.C. Penney's and Sears, right? Like we had none of this. So yeah, it's really a fun experience for both the parents and the kids, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys are making me want to send my daughter out there to you guys.
How old is she?
7. She's
that's a perfect age. That's our prime. That's our prime age. Yeah, get to Atlanta.
Yep. So, yeah. I'm coming to Atlanta. Atlanta is on my list. As soon as the world opens up, I'll be in Atlanta. I'm looking you guys up.
The thing is, we've been getting a lot of this year. We've been blessed, but we've been slammed in the past few months because a lot of people are not able to do the traditional birthday parties now, and so they're actually gifting the photo sessions for their birthday, instead of birthdays. So I would say about 70% of the kids that we have coming in now, it's a birthday surprise for them because the parents are gifting the photo shoot, and then they'll get a piece of wall art afterwards. And like I was like, that's something that will last them well past the birthday party, right?
No, for sure. Yeah, it's an archive at this point in their lives, right? Which is photography. It's a time machine, right?
Yes, for sure.
What does it look like from a day in the life business standpoint? So you book a client, they call you up, and you set it up for 3 p.m. on a Thursday. They show up, you do the shoot.
Yes.
What happens after that? Do you deliver the proofs now, digitally, or how does that happen?
I'm sorry,
like the proofs? You have an online gallery, or do they come back in and they make selects?
We actually, so I was talking about it the other day, and I said we do our proofs online, and I know a lot of photographers, are into the in-person sales, and they want to do that. And I tell people we don't do in-person sales, and it's actually for a reason. When I told you that we wanted to build our business the way that we wanted, it's definitely true. I wanted it to be around our schedule and our lifestyle and how we wanted. And I felt like, I'm willing to make certain sacrifices so that we can have the time that we need, right? And so now we don't do in-person sales. We do a lot of the reveals. That stuff kind of sells itself. And we're really kind of shooting for that one large piece of wall art. And so that really helps us so that we're not having to kind of come back and do another session. I know that, we could definitely probably make a ton more if we were to do in-person sales, but for us, the time that we have is more important. And so, we're able to, we kind of calculate what we need based off of the actual package price, and then, the wall art that they're going to purchase afterwards, and we are happy with that. So, that's kind of how we work it. But, I just feel like, for us, it's important that since we're a couple, like there's no off, right? There's no off switch. We are our business. And so if we're not happy in regular everyday life, and also, or in work life, then we're not going to be happy in home life as well. So we have to, kind of pick and choose the things that we want in our business. And so that's one that we chose not to, but in terms of the process for the kids coming in, they come in and it's kind of a full service thing. We have their clothing ready. We do all the styling. We have a hair and makeup team, and they get them ready with hair and makeup. And so it's really a full service it's a play date for the kids. And I like it that way. When we first started, we tried it a few different ways when we first started out. And we, at first we tried it where we would kind of select the clothing and have the parents buy it, but it still just didn't turn out quite the way we wanted it. And so now it's so much easier. The parents are happy because the only thing you have to do is show up. And so it just makes it so much better for everyone.
And so cool.
We added it to the package, and they add wardrobe rental or whatever, and they just show up. So
and do they get to keep the wardrobe after that?
No, it's a rental. So they just
rental. Okay.
Yep. So
that is so cool. So they book it. Everything is handled from the time they get in there.
Yes.
What are the parents doing? Are the parents off to the side while you guys are doing the shoot?
and they're here with their cameras, right? Taking behind the scenes because they want to get every part of it. I'm honestly I know a lot of photographers
it's exciting for them too,
but I will tell you, the parents they're even more excited than the kids, right? Because, they just, they know the experience, and they know, just having the kids be able to see themselves and how it's going to look. And so the parents are usually more excited than the kids, or just as excited as the kids. So we don't mind if they're taking behind the scene photos and things like that, because, they're excited and they help spread the word as well. So they're usually posting it on their social media, and we're getting 2 or 3 more inquiries because of that. So, I don't mind at all.
That's fantastic. Yeah. What I'm also curious about is really quickly, I want to touch on gear. Like, what are you shooting with, and how are you lighting it? Do you have a set light, or do you guys like the night before sit down and kind of sketch out what this is going to be?
I wish we were that detailed, but no. We actually are testing out the new R5 from Canon right now, and we are in love. Yes, and
I must say that we're not like really equipment heavy.
Yeah,
we're so basic.
Like we honestly, before this, we were still using our Mark III. So
wow.
85
with the 85. So we have been pretty light on equipment. We our go-to lenses are the 24-70 and the 85. And then the game changer for us in terms of lighting has been our ProPhoto B10s and B10 Plus. Because now we're able to, we travel a lot. So usually on a regular year, every month we're going to a different location, a different city. And so kids are booking, or parents are booking us in different cities, different locations. So we have to, we have to travel. We basically travel with all of our, not only all of our lighting equipment, but like a suit fit case full of accessories, a suit fit case full of clothing. And so we're taking everything along with us. And so the B10s have been just a game changer for us in terms of being able to travel with our lighting equipment in a backpack, and, just be able to quickly, change those in and out. And our style, we use a lot of color and gel. And so we're able to use the gels in the background so that, when we're traveling, we can just find a studio that has a basic gray or black background and change the color with the gels.
Yeah, that is nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You are crushing it. I love it. So, and then on top of all that, everything that's going on, you also have a book coming out. Tell me about the book. How did that come about? Why are you writing it? Because books are hard.
Oh gosh, this is our baby. So it's really like, we are so excited. It's been 2 years in the making. So I think it was around the end of 2017, early 2018. Our AfroArt series went viral. So we started a series called the AfroArt series, and it was really just a celebration of Afro hair to celebrate to showcase the beauty and versatility of Afro hair. And we were traveling like we do now. We were traveling to different locations. Each location we would do like a different theme or concept. And really at the time we were just doing it because before then we had done a lot of environmental tech shoots. And so we wanted to do more in studio. So we did that, and a blogger had asked us if they could share our series. And so we thought, sure, let them share the series, and the series went viral. And so all of these outlets started sharing it. CNN, BBC News came from London to come feature us. And it just really, it took off. It was crazy. And so then after that, we had actually received a call from someone from St. Martin's Press, and we talked to her, and she was just like, look, I don't have kids, but my future kids, my nieces and nephews, they need this book in their hand. And so she said, let's talk. And the rest was history. And so we actually, we've been we shot for it for about a year, a little less than a year, and we traveled to Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, several states in the U.S., London, and then we also included some of our previous work. So we have just work from really all over the world, and it's not only showcasing just the Black beauty, Black culture through kids, but it's also highlighting the kids' story. So it's a coffee table book, but it also has essays with each child. So we have a 9-year-old neuroscience expert here in Atlanta, right? We have a girl who was an 8-year-old DJ in Ghana. It's just a broad spectrum of kids and so many different cool things that they're doing. So I'm so excited for everyone to be able to see this book and to see, just everything come together and see, all the cool things that these kids are doing.
We just love giving the kids our platform. Yeah,
it's really good. I'm excited for everyone to not only see the book, but also, like I said, just share some of the kids' stories. I think some of them really need to be told and need to be given a bigger platform. So I'm excited about that.
Well, congratulations and best of luck with that. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat though. When that book comes out, you guys, as part of your press tour for the book, have to come back on the show to talk about it.
We will definitely do that. Listen, that's an easy yes.
Okay, good. So what's next? What's next for you guys? So the book is coming out, and I'll link to the page from the blog post and all that, so people can just click through and check it out. But what's next after the book? What's happening?
We're actually working on a children's book at the moment. And so we actually just finished shooting for that. So it'll be a children's picture book. We're excited about that. We're also working on some merchandising and some other things. So we've done a lot. So last year we started a children's back to school line based off of some of our photos. And so we're kind of expanding our merchandise as well. So we're excited about the future and excited about, where we go from here.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you guys. I feel like you're at the beginning of the story, even though it feels like you guys have accomplished so much, but there's a lot more to go.
Yeah. Thank you. We are excited. It's definitely been a wonderful journey.
If people want to connect with you and go to the website and just otherwise follow what's going on with your work, what's the best place for them to go to?
So it's CreativeSoulPhoto.com. That's the website. And then if they want to connect with us on Instagram or Facebook, it's at CreativeSoul Photo.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for coming on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stay safe out there in Wakanda. I mean, Atlanta.
We will. Thank you.
All right, you two. I will definitely be in touch. Let's just definitely stay in touch for when I come out there, to visit, as well as when the book drops, so we can have you guys back on and talk about it.
For sure. Thank you so much. It was so nice meeting you.
Likewise. Okay, you guys, you be good and be safe out there.
Okay, take care.
This is Twitter.